What's up everybody, this is Alex Yu and you're watching the Rage and Rona Review Transformers 3 edition. So just a little bit over a week ago, Wheeljack and Mirage are no longer Wheeljack and Mirage. Now they're called Dino and Q. Q is spelled Q-U-E, Dino is spelled D-I-N-O, just like Dinobot, or whatever. Anyways, Q is obviously named after the character made famous in the 007 movies, and Dino is named after Fred Flintstone's pet. I'm just kidding. Dino is named after the famous Italian who had a lot to do with the Ferrari brand. Now that they're named Q and Dino, the fans are divided. Some fans are like, oh, okay, cool. That's interesting. That's all new characters. That's kind of cool. Then there are other ones that are going, oh my god, this movie is gonna suck because they're named Q and Dino. This is ridiculous. Like, who the hell are these characters? This is not G1. Well, that's it right there. This is not G1. This is the Transformers live-action movies. And Q and Dino are entirely new introduced characters. So how do I feel about this? Of course, I would prefer that they be called Wheeljack and Mirage because these are characters that I recognize from the original cartoon. But like I said, this is not the original cartoon. However, the original G1 cartoon is the foundation of these movies. I'm kind of neutral because by naming them Q and Dino, they don't have certain limitations. They can do whatever they want because they're all new characters. If they were called Mirage and Wheeljack, then you'd have to create the personalities of G1, Wheeljack, and Mirage. For example, Wheeljack was a bit of a scientist. He created things. Mirage, he was somewhat of a spy, and also he has the ability to go invisible with his electro disruptor. So if he was named Mirage in the movie and they didn't use those characteristics and those abilities, then fans might be a little disappointed. So I'm a little bit neutral. When I really think about this, I don't think this is really going to affect my enjoyment of the movie. I'm still going to see an amazing movie, and just because they're named something different doesn't mean a whole lot to me. Like I said, of course I prefer them to be called characters that I recognize, but you know what, if they're all new characters, then let's see what they can do. When you really think about it, this is no different than the whole Brawl Devastator fiasco in the first movie. In the toys, he's called Brawl. In the movie, he's called Devastator. Now, it was mentioned that it was a bit of a mistake, but you know what? I'm gonna go with that. In movie 1, he's called Devastator. The reason why is because I personally believe that the comics and toys don't have that much to do with the actual movie, because Hasbro has to go into production for these toys way before the movie is made, and the comics are released way before the movie has been released. I don't think that the comics know the entire script line by line. Like, just, it's not an exact copy of the movie. They got the story down, but the script itself is not directly related to the movie. So you might have different names, you might have different events happen in the comics that don't happen in the movie, or the other way around, because they're not directly related. Nelson stated that whatever they do in the comics and the toys has nothing to do with the movie, just because they don't have any control over that. All they have control over is how the movie is made. For example, in the second movie, you had all these new characters. You had a toy named Scalpel, but in the movie, his name was the Doctor. Also, one of the Constructicons is named Skipjack in the movie, but the toy was Rampage. We all knew that, and nobody had a problem with that. It was just a topic of discussion. And then there was that whole Demolisher Scavenger thing. You know, what is he actually called? In the toys is called Demolisher, but there was another, I forgot where I saw it, he's also named Scavenger in another thing. So the comics and the toys and the movie are almost two completely different things. It's an adaptation of what the movie is, but it's not a complete copy of it. And I don't have a problem with them creating new characters, because apparently there's a character named Brains. That's a new character. And in Revenge of the Fallen, a lot of people don't know who Jolt and Sideways are. Jolt and Sideways are actually in the other incarnations of Transformers. I believe Sideways was in Galaxy Force, and Jolt was in either Armada or Energon. But these aren't characters that people recognize from G1. Therefore, they think of them as entirely new characters that were never in the cartoons. So creating new characters is nothing new to the live-action franchise. They can do whatever they want, and it kind of creates curiosity and intrigue because we want to know what these characters are like in the live-action movie. And like I said, having two characters with names that you don't recognize is not going to affect your enjoyment of the movie. You might nitpick little things, but nitpicking is really just little things that really don't matter a whole lot. Anyways, that's how I feel about the whole name fiasco with the Ferrari and the Benz. How do you feel about it? Like, are you disappointed? Are you gonna start masturbating because of that? I mean, master hating, or it doesn't mean anything to you? Because it doesn't mean anything to me. To me, it's like, oh cool, 2 new Autobots. This is Alex Yu, and thanks for watching the Raging Rona review. Peace.
Pensavamo che aveste condiviso tutto ciò che sapete del nostro pianeta. Ci avete mentito. Avete commesso un grosso